Okay, this is future Savannah, like a couple weeks into the future after this video. It has been absolute chaos moving into this apartment, getting stuff ready, working multiple jobs, doing all the side jobs. It's been very hectic and chaotic, so this video is coming out a tad later. All of my videos that I was doing my introduction and everything else gone into the abyss. Literally no idea where they are. So this video is going to start off on a really weird note, but basically I did not record anything for YouTube for Halloween Horror Nights opening night. I did a lot for my short form content on the Clock app. I just kind of wanted to be more in the moment night one, and I was meeting up with a lot of new people, so I just didn't really want to take a ton of time away from my friends and focus more on talking and getting to know everybody and just living in the moment. So I filmed everything for night 2, and even that is a bit chaotic, so I apologize in advance if it's not super organized. I am getting better at it. So I will be at Horror Nights on Wednesday this week, so I'm going to film that and then have that uploaded for the following week. Hopefully it's a lot more organized than this one. But yeah, enjoy the next 17-ish minutes of Horror Nights content and then my house rankings. I am meeting up with some friends, so we're gonna see what houses we can get done. We actually did 8 houses last night. The only 2 that we didn't get to last night were Slaughter Cinema 2 and the Museum of Deli Exhibits. Out of the ones that we did last night, I definitely think Insidious is number 1 for me, and it probably will be all year. The scares in that one were so incredibly good. It was a super long house. That one is probably the scariest one out of every house this year. I just love to have that feeling of like my heart beating out of my chest. That definitely did it for me. And I'm actually staying off of Universal property, but it's not very far away. I'm literally a block away from Endless Summer, which if you remember last year, I stayed there 2 times. I did one at Dockside and one at Surfside, but I'm literally right across the street from there. So I think what I'm gonna do today, because I don't have a car, is walk over from my hotel here, which is the 4 Points Sheraton. It's like that big circular hotel. And I'm gonna walk over to Dockside, I think, and take the bus from there. I'll see you when we get to Universal. Okay, so there's my hotel. And I believe this is International Drive, or it's a straight over. But it's not very far to Dockside and Surfside. Alright, we are finally here. It literally only took me like 5 minutes to walk from my hotel to Endless Summer. Don't know if my hotel actually has a shuttle. I just thought it would be easier to take the bus from that hotel. Did not take me long to get through security, obviously, so we're already here. I'm gonna go ahead and start lining up so I can get a good spot for the ceremony. taco with my friends. I'm gonna go meet up with them. Never had the walking taco here, but apparently it's super good.
They're really trying to scare us just not
So this is the bar area. They have these cool scare actors here dancing around on the platforms. This is where you can get some of your specialty drinks. So if you come down the stairs over here, you're kind of like behind them, but they have this cool little picture spot. You can take your little photos here. We are going into Slaughter Cinema. Alright, so did both those houses. I'm going to give my total rankings when we get back to the hotel here. As of today, we're going to go through this Blumhouse Scare Zone again. I'm making my way back over to The Mummy. I haven't done that since last year when I came here, so I wanted to ride it quick before I go back. This is probably one of my favorite scare zones of the year. It's like super fun to go through. You really gotta watch out where you're going in this one because they literally pop up out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, look at the Happy Death Day. Hello. They will literally come up behind you and you won't even know it. You'll turn around and they're right there. Over here we've got Megan and Black Phone. Okay, after that ride, I got a little burst of energy, and I saw Major Suites was only 20 minutes. I want to try and run through that one again to see if I can get it a little bit better today. Alright, don't know why I did Insidious by myself, but we did it, and that was the most jump scares I've gotten out of any of the runs that I've done with Insidious, so that was super fun. This is a wrap for night 2. I don't know if the next time I'm going to be back here. Hopefully soon. Like I said, I have frequent fear pass, so I actually have quite a few times I can come up here this year. Lots of times in September, lots of times in October, and then I think November 3rd. Yesterday they had Sinister and Surreal actually like up here saying goodbye to everybody, but they are not here tonight. We got one last look at the sign before we leave. Oh my goodness, I literally just missed them. They just came back out. Alright, we are struggling a little bit. It is currently 2:09 a.m. and I'm still walking back to my hotel. The bus ride to Endless Summer still was super helpful. It's a free option. It's just a 5 to 10 minute walk. I'm sure I'll have to sit at this crosswalk for quite some time, but definitely a good hack if you're staying at one of these. resorts that are not technically Universal owned. And it's my hotel. Good morning. Oh, I have makeup still on from last night. I was so tired when I got back here. I got back here around 2:30 in the morning, and I think I actually went to bed after like getting some hydration in around 3. It is not for the lighthearted. People like me who don't go to bed that late very often, I'm on the struggle bus. I very rarely stay up that late ever, like even if I go out, which is also very rare. So staying out that late for me is extremely hard, but I'm glad I did it. I had a lot of fun last night. I have to check out of my hotel room at 11. And then I have an earlier train today on Brightline because I ended up moving over the weekend. So I'll be coming back to a brand new apartment. My palms are bruised from doing a transition video on my TikTok multiple times. And that is all I'll say about that. So if you want to go check out that video, check out my clock app. My eye is watering. Normally I would have like taken my makeup off. I was far too tired. So the first thing I'm gonna crack open is an energy drink. And then my friend Jess that came over here on Friday when I came up actually has like all these leftover donuts, so I'm gonna eat one of those for breakfast. I have to like take a shower, get ready, and then I'm gonna just take a lift from here to Brightline Station. I think my train is at like 2 something, so I'll just have a little bit of downtime at the Brightline, which is fine. I'll get some food or something, but I'll give my review on the houses after I kind of get my stuff together. Let's talk Horror Nights before I leave my hotel. I've got my caffeine. I'm ready to go for the day. All right, so I'm gonna go right down the list of what I had originally predicted for houses prior to doing Horror Nights. At number 1, I had Insidious, and this is going to remain at the top for me. This is literally the most well-done house I've ever walked through, which isn't saying much because I've only started doing this since last year. It is my favorite house I have ever done so far at Halloween Horror Nights. It's a very long house, so once you think you're done, you're not done yet. And I will never hear Tiptoe Through the Tulips the same. I don't want to spoil it, but there is one scene that I get like the flutters, like my heart beats so fast. Once you go through the house, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. At number 2, I had Slaughter Cinema 2 because I had so much hype around this one from my friends, and they were not wrong. I also still have this one listed at number 2. I did this one for the first time last night. I hadn't been able to do it the first night, so it was fun to do it alone last night. My friends ended up leaving just a little bit earlier than me, so I went and did that one by myself. I really didn't know what to expect going into it because I hadn't seen like the first Slaughter Cinema, but the theming around that one was fantastic, so I would give that one like a 10 out of 10, but it is at number 2 because Insidious I think will be a house that I go through every single time I go. At number 3, I had Ghostbusters. Now, even though this house was not scary really at all for me, I think it is super well done artistically. It is so cool. Definitely makes you feel like you're in the movie. I'm moving that one a little bit. For Major Sweets, I love just the smell in that one. It really does make you feel like you're in a candy factory. I loved the smells. However, I don't know if I'm just getting like the bad run-throughs or what's going on with that one, but I can't really like get into it as much as the others. My opinion might change later on in the season. So I'm gonna move that one down my list a little bit. Next up, I had Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. Again, I don't know if I had a really bad run-through on night 1. I did not do this one last night. It would have been interesting to see if it would have been a little bit different for me, but there's just something also about this house I could not really get into. I really did not get any jump scares whatsoever. The theming, I don't know what it is about it. I just didn't like it that much. So I think I'm moving that one down to like number 10. At number 6, I had Monsters of Latin America. I loved the theming of this one. It was really fun to walk through. I've only done this one once so far, so I would be interested to do it again and see if I get something a little bit different. But I think I'm gonna move that one up the list a little bit. All right, at number 7, I had Museum of Deadly Exhibits. This was the other house that I did not get to on night 1, so I've only been through it one time, which was last night. And I did it alone. I think I would have liked this one a little bit better if I would have had different people around me. I had a group of high schoolers in front of me and they were being annoying in the line, so I think I was already annoyed going into the house with them in front of me, and then they kept stopping, so it's okay. We'll try and do another one and see if it goes any different. Triplets of Terror I had at number 8. I thought this one was really interesting, how they do the storyline for it. I got a completely different experience doing it last night than I did the first night, but I think I'm gonna keep it for now, probably near the bottom as well. At number 9, I put Goblin's Feast. I will say, like, the music when you walk in is kind of fun and it's a vibe, but I wasn't a huge fan of this one. It might grow on me later in the year though. At number 10, I had A Quiet Place. Mostly because I didn't know how they were going to do this one. Like, I didn't know if the house was just going to be completely silent, which I think that would have been terrifying, not to hear anything at all and then all of a sudden like have something jump out of nowhere. They did have like lots of like sounds, like, and I've only seen A Quiet Place 2, not the first one, but I think it's pretty much the same storyline. So I get the gist of it. The creatures, like, you can hear them. I remember getting slightly wet. I forgot what scene that was in. That one actually surprised me. Like, I would love to go through that one again. I was gonna do it last night after Insidious, but it ended up being just a way longer wait time. I think it was like 70 minutes. And it was already 1:30 in the morning, so I was already like done for the night. So A Quiet Place definitely moved up on my list so far. That's what I currently have for Halloween Horror Nights 2024. I don't know when I'm going to be back up here next, but I hope it's really soon. I have lots of times I can come in September, quite a few in October, and then November 3rd will be the last day on my ticket. I met some really great friends this weekend, so I was glad I didn't have to go alone like I did last year. Did end my night alone, so if you're worried about going alone, you can definitely do it. If I did it, you can do it too. If you love horror nights, give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below what your favorite house is so far. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more Horror Nights content, and I'll see you real soon.